There was a civil war that broke out in Sierra Leone when a group of rebels in Sierra Leone, known as the RUF, Revolutionary United Front, that was the name of the rebel group, and they fought against the government of Sierra Leone. That war lasted from 1991 until 2002. Now, it is estimated that about 70,000 people were killed. 70,000 human beings. So sometimes when we call figure, people will just be looking at it, 70,000.
70,000.
Just say, okay, wait, look at the Abuja National Stadium now. The capacity is 60,000.
Oh boy, the whole
now,
people there.
That stadium is filled, and they kill everybody in the stadium, plus another 10,000
outside.
So when they say 70,000 people killed, figure out the number of people. We are talking about human beings here. So that was what actually happened that time, and over 2 million people, over like half of the country of Sierra Leone, were displaced from their homes. For many years, Sierra Leone was a British colony, just like Nigeria, and in 1961, it was granted independence from England. It had independence, but it kept struggling with infrastructure, this same corruption thing that we talk about. People lack clean water, economy was not producing enough, to provide for citizens, and the government struggled to maintain control, because of insurgents and all that. Now the government at that time held power through corrupt practices. The same thing we've been talking about in all these African countries. More than sit up, they no grease it up. So it was because of this the RUF now stood up. Now wanted to take over power from the government, because they say that the government of Sierra Leone was corrupt. Now there was a man called Fode Sanko. Fode Sanko was the leader of this RUF, and he was born in Sierra Leone, became an activist in the 70s, and was exiled because of this struggle for RUF and whatever. He was seen as the rebel, so he was caught by the government and was exiled to Libya. Now when he went to Libya, he now became influenced by the actions and the agenda of the Libyan revolutionary leader Muammar al-Gaddafi, that's his full name. Yeah. Fode Sanko also met two guys. The first one was called Abu Kanu, and the other one was called Rashid Mansari. Now, Sanko and others were recruited for the explicit purpose of the armed revolution, and so that they will come back to Sierra Leone and take over power. Because what they were planning was that when they go to Libya and get themselves trained and have the equipment and whatever they want, then in 1987 they will come and overthrow Sierra Leone. But since they were not able, what he now did was to come and form this rebel gang
in Sierra Leone.
They went to Liberia, had some small group of people that supported them. But while in Liberia, RUF now got connected to this man called Charles Taylor. Charles Taylor now became like the godfather of RUF. Sponsoring, giving them, and of course, Charles Taylor, he was a warlord and had a lot of things that he had done in Liberia. And he was also known for war crimes. They follow rules now. So, Charles Taylor had previously attempted a coup in Sierra Leone. Do you know that he was in Liberia and attempted to,
do coup
to
for inside
another country?
See mind.
So, but with the support of this Taylor, RUF now had access to large group of soldiers, considerable funds. Even at a point, they have even started having, from small other countries, Burkina Faso and the rest, to join. Now, after Charles Taylor now came into the picture, March 1991, RUF began to attack these smaller villages. Normally when the rebels want to start, they go to smaller villages where there are no security, hits, and the media will spark, blow,
everywhere. They'll call
it popular. So their popularity, began. Now, within a month of starting this attack, the RUF have taken control of several villages in eastern Sierra Leone. Now, their goal in starting this attack was to replace the then country's president, who was called Joseph Momo. And they said he was corrupt. This Fode Sanko. When he now discovered that Charles Taylor was now giving him all what he wanted, and he now discovered that maybe later these other two guys that he met in Libya will want to drag things with him, he now killed those two guys, Abu Kanu and Rashid Mansari. People begin to wonder, is it the people that want to take over government and clean the government? So they began to paint a picture that the goal of the RUF was not actually as noble as they actually projected. So by 1995, the RUF by this time has gained control of much of the rural land in Sierra Leone and was making steady progress towards the country's capital, Freetown. There were thousands of soldiers among the, recruited into it. Though many of them joined because they were kidnapped and were threatened to join under duress. Because that time, if they even kidnapped any ECOMOG soldier, for you not to be killed,
you have to join.
With this strategy, I think getting a lot of people to join them. Now, 1997, they have now, they now joined forces with another force called Armed Forces Revolutionary Council. Now, the group captured the capital of Freetown. Now, overthrew the government and sent the president into exile. The war did not end here. At this point, there were many small factions vying to control. The one thing with rebels is that after some time, they start fighting themselves, started having factions. So they were looking for who to control where and who to control this. Additionally, the world had learned about the war crimes of this RUF. And Sierra Leone, was faced with economic sanctions by United Nations. So this rebel group, RUF, struggled to maintain control of the country, and Sierra Leone was in a state of crisis. That's where ECOMOG now came in. Now, in 2000, what the RUF was started doing was to start some of those national people like those rescue teams like
first aid and the
rest. First aid, Red Cross and the rest. RUF started kidnapping them. The Nigerians that were living in Sierra Leone, according to one of them, he said, okay, he was a businessman. He moved to Sierra Leone. He goes to Liberia, supply things and all that. And there's so many Nigerians in those part of the war, Africa, doing their business. Nothing concerned them with a fight. On the 19th of January 1999, he said they were sleeping around 2 o'clock in the morning. They started hearing gunshots. Boah! And it was not as if the gunshot was sporadic. Because if it is sporadic, okay, this is gunfire by maybe ECOMOG versus the rebel. They will just shoot boa, and after some like 2 minutes, you hear another one boa, and the gunshot was coming closer. Now there's a place in Sierra Leone called Calabar Town. What the RUF did was they went to Calabar Town, they woke up everybody in Calabar Town and asked them to start marching. Children, old women, sick, what they don't care. Now the distance between Calabar Town and Freetown is the capital of Sierra Leone. One road. So they asked all the women and the children and all the men they captured to start singing ECOMOG, we don't want you. Because by this time the world were angry. Why these people do? Why is RUF behaving like this? It now sent ECOMOG, started sending soldiers. You understand? So this the rebel got angry and said, okay, since you people want it this way, let's do it that way. They were using women and children as shields. So why these women were singing and coming, and it was in the night around 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m.
It was a waste to them.
So when ECOMOG soldiers see women coming, with pity, where are these women? Not knowing that RUF soldiers were among, not even at back, inside, in between with guns. So when they see ECOMOG soldiers, they will open fire. They use that strategy, killed a lot of ECOMOG soldiers, and until they got to Sierra Leone, to Freetown, Freetown with the
capital of Sierra Leone. Because
there was no other way that they can send reinforcement to pass through another road. It was just one road. So they used this strategy before ECOMOG and United Nations and ECOWAS who know what was happening. These people have already entered Freetown. They went to a prison called Padamba Prison.
Free their people.
Scattered, recruited them. Some of them.
When you free criminals join. So now you be our savior.
Went to a place called Aberdeen. Captured the place, and now because ECOMOG was headed by a lot of Nigerian soldiers, so now and in Sierra Leone, Nigerians are known as Ogaman. That's how they call Nigerians. Ogaman.
Big man.
No, we are the one who always talk Oga. Ogaman, how far? All those kind of, just like we always saying how far. They started calling Nigerians how far, something like that.
Ogaman.
So they just identify Nigeria as Ogaman. So they were looking for all Ogaman. So they were going from house to house looking for Ogaman. So according to this young man, he said they came to where he was living, locked the gate. They locked the gate. They kept saying that then they stay here. Sierra Leone, they have their own pidgin. Liberia have their own pidgin, and all
Nigeria get their own pidgin.
All Africans, when they speak, you know that this one is from Cameroon, this one is from Ghana, and the rest. So they all know where Nigerians are living. So when they went to his own house, they knocked, They asked one of the boys to go and open the gate. So while the boy went to open the gate, they went and they hid themselves in one of the boys' quarters. So the rebel group entered. Ogaman, who be Ogaman? From your intonation, they know this one in Nigeria. So they entered yet, packed all of them, and looted their things. And when they asked them to lie down by the roadside, they gathered all the whole Nigerians that they knew in Freetown, laid them down on the road. Now, this young man, after the rebels have left, he thought they have gone. So because they have put the house on fire, they now lighted the house and the house started burning. There was nowhere to go. So he jumped the fence. On jumping the fence, he landed among the rebels. They now asked him, where are you going to? He said, no, since their house is burned, so you're looking for where. On him talking, they said, Ogaman, come, I will show you where your people did. They now took him to where Nigerians are.
Liam joined them.
On getting to the place, he saw the captain of the RUF that was in charge of Sierra Leone. His name was Captain Goldteeth. So Captain Goldteeth looked at him and said, I know you in Liberia. He said, yes. He said, you are an Igbo? He said, yes, I'm Igbo. You do business? He said, yes. Okay, what are you doing here? Sector, they just came and captured him. It's okay. So while they were talking, he now asked Captain Goldteeth, why are you people doing this? Nigerians, we don't have any. We are not involved in this thing. ECOMOG doesn't mean that we are innocent business people. So ECOMOG
just
means
like ECOMOG
just looks like the military of ECOWAS.
ECOWAS, thank you.
That's the monitoring group. So, but Nigeria now in the front. Now we be strong part. Now we everything.
Now we get the population.
So we have 70% sponsor of ECOWAS. So that was why the eye was on Ogaman. So while he was trying to tell them don't kill Nigerians, was trying to beg Captain Goldteeth. Now Captain Goldteeth made a comment. That is the reason.
So the reason now why
I'm doing this.
Why are you doing
now,
this?
This is what Nigerians. That's why I'm bringing this story. He said that Pape, who is Pape? Guess who is Pape?
Charles Taylor. Okay.
He said Pape gave them an order that all Nigerians should be wiped out. It was called Operation No Living Thing. That no Nigerian should be spared. So while he was talking to him, he said he left and came back again and met him. Where the Ogaman? Yeah, bring your hand. What was that? Not be me and you just talk now. I say no. That Pape don't send message. Say every Nigerian gone. See, that was when they brought his hand. They cut off the first hand, and not that they will cut it once, so they will be hitting it. Cut off the first one. Small. Till he cut it off. They brought. Say he was crying and shouting. Say when he was crying and shouting, he said, "God." They got angry. They said, why would you call God? They now put fire on him. Now the message was that when we cut your hand and send you back to your country, that when Nigeria government sees this, they will know that we are serious. That Sierra Leone does not belong to Nigeria. And Nigeria should mind their business. While this thing was going on there on that street, there was no ECOMOG soldier to come and save this.
Save them.
So now after this, they started cutting Nigerian hand. The one they can kill, they kill. Now this boy, this man said that the reason why he even gave them their hand was that it was a 12-year-old boy that cocked his gun at him and said, if you don't stretch your hand, I'll kill you now. And he now look at himself, how will he be killed by a boy that
small boy
that can give birth to? Because what the RUF were doing, we were recruiting children. They were raping girls, they were killing people and pretending. That was why at a point the United Nations could not stand it again. They have to send reinforcements to them, and before they started fighting before they were able to to bring down the powers of the RUF. They later changed it to a political party to be contesting in Sierra Leone today. For the Sanko, the man, he later died of stroke. Charles Taylor was charged for war crime.